Welcome one, welcome all. The last Showdown Sunday up to lock show that we have here. Kurt, you're joined with me as always. We have a bunch of fun tonight's game, probably the most important NFL game of this regular season. So what is at stake here, Kurt? We got the Vikings and the Lions. The winner, 1 seed, bye week. The NFC goes through them. It goes through their home field. Loser, well, you're the 5 seed, and you're taking on Los Angeles next week in Los Angeles. You're playing in the wild card round. Very important game tonight. Kurt, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Not snowed in like you are, but it's good. One of the people benefiting from the way the standings are in divisions are my Bucks. We're the 3 seed. We'll take on the Commanders. We beat them once this year, but Daniels is about to go nuts in our secondary in that game. So make sure you all stack up those pass catchers when the Bucks play in next week. But I mean, the beauty about tonight is we really get a playoff game. I know no one's going to go home. Like everyone's they play it again. But this feels like with how much is at stake, first round bye, it is so big that we get a playoff game before the playoffs. So it's kind of cool.
It's a very, very interesting game. It's rare that you have this type of scenario to where you have, the ramifications are this high. And honestly, Kurt, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to treat it like a playoff game. I think both teams will do the same, like you just mentioned. And there's no weather concerns either. We got a nice dome for this game here. We don't have to worry about any weather that's hitting the Midwest right now, like the 16 inches of snow that is expected here in Louisville. Fun stuff. All right, Kurt, you know where we always start. We got to start at quarterback tonight. The one thing I wanted to do is walk you through the pricing, though. Right? We have 2 good quarterbacks, both 9K, in that 9K range, right? Darnold's 9.4. You have Goff, who's sitting right around there at 9.6. You have 2 alpha wide receivers that we all know, right? Justin Jefferson, 11.4. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 10.6. Jahmyr Gibbs is the most expensive player on the slate at 11.6. And then you also have Aaron Jones Sr. at 8.4. In terms of secondary wide receivers, again, Jameson Williams and Jordan Addison right next to each other, 76 and 74. Also very interesting. Laporta and Hawkinson right next to each other. So every position except for running back, Kurt, all these teams have a direct guy right in the pricing of the other team, right? Like you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson. You have both quarterbacks, both tight ends, both second wide receivers. It creates an interesting slate, Kurt, because I look at it here, and I find it very tough to get both quarterbacks. I find it very tough because, one, both alpha wide receivers are great. These are 2 spots where you want the passing game. And overall, both these teams have been very stout against the run, and they've been very weak against the pass, especially the Lions, whose secondary has been beaten up, obviously losing Hutchinson throughout the year and, just dealing with injuries over the course of time. This Lions secondary is exposed week in and week out. And with the Vikings, they are a pass funnel as well. Kurt, what are you doing with the QBs tonight?
They are tough to get both in, but for a single entry talk, it's very hard to make the decision. I know if you multi-entry, we can kind of do it. Okay, let's stack this pass game. Let's do this because I want to attack both these pass funnels. But I think by the end of the show, we'll have a little more clarity of which direction I'm going to go, but not yet. So I'm not going to – right now I'm leaning Darnold just because we've seen games where the Lions dominate. He throws for 100. That's the only reason why I'm like, I take a step back. But one of my favorite plays today is Amon-Ra. So it's like, well, I want Goff, obviously. So that's where I'm at right now. But if you put a gun in my head, I'm going to say Darnold. And hot take, I don't like him in the captain spot today.
Hot take, yeah. Really? You think that's
hot? I figured you would like him in the captain spot. I'm not doing that.
The quarterbacks?
Mambo, what up, big dog?
Fading both quarterbacks and the captain. No, I'm not playing a single captain quarterback tonight, Kurt. You got too much upside among those skill wide receiver positions. Even Jahmyr Gibbs is there too. Tight ends are too cheap. You will not see me captain quarterback tonight at all. So you think that's a hot take. I mean, what's the ownership on these quarterbacks? We have to look at it here and the captain alone. Jerry Stacks. It's the Eagles. It's the Eagles for sure. Give me a healthy Jalen Hurts right now. Eagles are going to run through that NFC for the Super Bowl. I don't care who wins tonight. Eagles are going to beat them. All right, so let's take a look real quick, Kurt. Ownership-wise, we look at it tonight in the captain. What's your guess on the quarterbacks here?
With their own 10% less?
You think both are going to be 10% or own less?
No, I say less than 10% of the captain spot.
Yep. All right, here it is.
Less than 10.
Moment of truth. It's taken me a while to load. Here we go. In the flex, we're going to start with the flex because that's 58% for Darnold, 43% for Goff. In the captain, 9% for Darnold, 7% for Goff. That sounds great. I think if I had to make you choose Darnold or Goff, I would go Darnold personally. What about you?
In the captain spot?
No, just overall.
Overall, no, I said Darnold, actually.
Yep, I agree. Darnold. Yep. So you have to look at it this way, too. The Lions' defense has been very, very bad, right? You have a little easier stacking options with Detroit when you don't have to jam in Jahmyr Gibbs, right? You can still play as wide receivers. But you also have to look at it on the other side of the ball with Darnold. If I'm playing Justin Jefferson, I'd almost rather have Jefferson trade up over Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'd rather have Addison trade up over Jameson Williams. Like, it just becomes a skill position-wise where it's just easier to stack Darnold for me. And then on the Lions side, if you're playing Gibbs, well, I don't really need Goff in that sense, right? Even though Gibbs is very effective out of the backfield with his hands, it's just it just doesn't align perfectly, right? I think most people are going to play Amon-Ra St. Brown with Goff rather than Gibbs with Goff, and I think that's going to be worth a little bit, and that's why the ownership disparity is so large. It's just easier to kind of stack up Darnold when you play the studs there, especially at the wide receiver position. All right, Kurt, running back time. Aaron Jones Sr. He has been hit or miss for me all season. I have not gotten him right once.
Screw him, dog.
I
Screw him.
I can't get him right. Gibbs, he's a stud. He's a workhorse. 11-6, no Montgomery, right? We know what we're getting with Gibbs. All right, you're getting the most expensive player in the slate, but you're also getting the highest projection in the slate. Do I love him tonight? Not really. I think if you offered me between Jefferson and Gibbs, I think I would take Jefferson straight up. But as far as Aaron Jones Sr. goes, he's projecting for less than 36% total. We know how bad we know how good this Lions defense is against the run specifically, right? They have been very good. Even after all those injuries and stuff, they were still above average. But you still want to hit the passing game against them. What's your take on Aaron Jones and Jahmyr Gibbs here tonight?
I mean, Aaron Jones has been a cuck all year. Like, he's hurt. He's just not. I mean, the guy is terrible. And they're working in Cam Akers more. It's a terrible matchup. We're playing the pass funnel, okay? Like, we're not playing Aaron Jones. My namesake is not making me proud. Is he going to fall in the box tonight twice? He's going to. I don't care. The guy can I'll be sleeping peacefully. He can do what he wants because I'm probably only going to make it the first half. Unless it's a really good game. I promise my cousin if it's a good game, I'll stay up to watch it. But look, if the people get rewarded for playing Aaron Jones against his defense and for all the reasons I just mentioned, fine. I'll live like that. But he's obviously my biggest fade. I'm sure a lot of people would agree, but yeah, I'm not taking a single lineup with Aaron Jones tonight.
Yeah, I think especially if you're building like a limited amount of lineups and stuff, Aaron Jones just becomes a guy where, look, I think I would rather have him over Jameson Williams, but I think I'd rather have Addison over Aaron Jones, right? If I'm just targeting the passing game and stuff. Here's my thing with Aaron Jones as well. Cam Akers is relevant, right? Yeah. Like that's my concern too. And with Gibbs, he's going to get the majority of the touches, but there's some games where Aaron Jones, where he'll just disappear for a couple drives and he'll just get banged up. It almost feels like every single game Aaron Jones is getting hurt, right? Like I don't know why. Maybe it's just the games that I've played him and stuff.
Every game. No, it's been like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. No, he has gotten hurt mid-game. Oh, yeah. It's 25% of the time it feels. And you also have to look at it here just like trends-wise. Like, it was an important game last week against the Packers. He only had 12 carries. He had 4 catches in the pass game and stuff, but Cam Akers had 6. Ty Chandler had 5. And I know Aaron Jones has been dealing with injuries and stuff, but it's not like he's the clear workhorse in that backfield. That's the concerning part for me. They have no problem delegating to Cam Akers or even Ty Chandler like last game and stuff in certain occasions. I would say to play devil's advocate, though, Kurt, it's like 2 weeks ago, he did get, 95% of the touches in the backfield, right? Like if you just looked at him and Jones and Akers, I can't trust it, even though he's only 8,400. Can't trust it. Did you give your Gibbs take yet completely, though, at 11-6? Are you playing him tonight?
Bro, yes. I mean, it's not a good matchup, but, like, he's everything right now. I did kind of hedge a little bit. I bet Craig Reynolds anytime touchdown, so that way I don't tilt that later. I did that at, like, 5. So, yeah, I'm playing him. It's just so much work, and I'll live with it. So, I don't know how you don't play, like, 100% Gibbs.
All right. Well, we got a special guest here, and I apologize.
He loves running back. I guarantee he's jamming Jones today.
If my mic is echoing, I apologize. That should not happen. Oh, we got a special guest, though. Let me go ahead and get to that special guest before I try and fix it. And it's the one and the only, the guy who hasn't joined us very much this season. I'm going to call him out on that. He's busy on Sunday nights. It's the one and only Big T. Apparently the rec league basketball, they must have canceled tonight, right? With all that snow.
It wasn't rec league, numbnuts. It was me coaching my kids' team.
Oh, potato, right? Like you still on the basketball court.
Don't you worry about it. And don't you worry, I came on a few times this year.
No, I think this is the second time.
Second time.
No, maybe third.
Yeah.
Early on. It's not been in 10 weeks. It's been 10 weeks.
Come on, what are you drinking? You got just your guys' backdrop. Can we just get a good backdrop, Mangone? I mean, I'm just going to start calling you guys Mangone.
I don't move in.
Well, I started. I'm the first one who had this. First of all,
that's true. I do give you credit. Once you mark your territory, it should be only you allowed to use it.
I'm pissing everywhere.
Rubio still got the original.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 11 days in from getting the office set up. I'm still in Louisville right now, which I can't wait to get home, but into the new house, so it should be fun. Tony, give me your take on the quarterbacks and running backs, please. Are you a Gibbs and Jones guy tonight, or are you just on the wide receivers?
Yeah, I'm on the receivers. Whenever I can make a 8 mile making appearance, whenever I can take receivers and quarterbacks, I'm always going to like that path. Detroit tries to shut down the ground game. I mean, I do like Gibbs. Obviously, I like Gibbs, but you have to pick a path. I mean, in games like this, huge total, tons of studs. You got a value guy to fit the studs. I mean, the builds are clear, so you have to pick and choose who you're going with. And I just have to go receiver. And I know Detroit's going to get crushed by receiver. The other way, I'm a little more like Detroit. I can see it going through Gibbs or the passing game. But Minnesota, I'm very confident it's going through Jefferson and Addison. So that's where, that's going to be my key spot. But I love both quarterbacks in both passing games. So that's where I'll be at with them. Running backs, I'm just not going to get much naturally just because I'm playing there. I need Jefferson. I know he's the best player in the game, but he's going off tonight. It's perfect matchup for him, for all the marbles. I got to take Jay Jetta tonight.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm trying to fix that mic echo.
Yeah, there was no echo.
There wasn't, so I was okay. All right. Good to know.
He was just messing with you, and you fell for it like a donkey.
I did fall for it. Last thing I want is an unenjoyable experience. So it's clear.
I'm still mad that we were supposed to do something on New Year's, and Kurt, whatever he was blaming his kid or something just because he wanted to go to bed at 10 p.m.
You weren't even out. You were in bed.
You know, I sent a picture of your location
because you would have been punching that little clit thingy that Rubio was punching.
I was told
that was a punch. You called that a punch?
Kurt said he was leaving at 8 for an hour drive up to Louisville, and he never left. All right, he never left. He said he's going to put the kid down. He's going to put him to sleep, and they're going to leave right then. 9 o'clock rolls around. Hey, we're about to leave. He's about to go down. 10 o'clock hits. Hey, he look at him. He's so cute. 10:30 hits. Hey, we're not going to be able to go. And we're already out. He had
that planned all along too.
We were all dressed up and everything. I even sent him we were all dressed up, ready to go, about to walk out the door.
Great actors. They committed to the bit.
I think it was planned the whole time. And then I had to see the video of Rubio playing the worst Papa shot I've ever seen in my life. The easiest game ever, and he's just throwing up paint peeler after paint peeler.
You're lying. You're lying to the people. I scored 69 points. It was perfect.
That's terrible.
The high score was 101. Could I have beaten it if I had another hour in there? Yes. Did my fiance want to see me play Papa Shot for an hour longer? Probably not.
Well, she saw that jumper. Of course she didn't want to watch you play any longer.
I can tell you what, she's definitely not a quarterback. When we played the football game, she was, I didn't say it to her face, but I'm glad she didn't play football or anything like that. I has no interest in it because it's clear. All right, we'll go ahead and just move on from Jefferson and Gibbs because Tony, you're on Jefferson. It seems over Gibbs. I think we're in agreement there.
Yeah.
Kurt, Jefferson or Gibbs?
Matchup's so much better for Jefferson. Gotta go Jefferson.
Yep, and that's the tough part because with Gibbs, you're going to be locked in for 20, 22 touches, and especially in a game like this, I don't expect to see a ton of Craig Reynolds. I don't expect to see a bunch of Jamar Jefferson, and it's honestly going to be one of those things where the best players are going to get the ball tonight. And Tony, you said it. I'm bringing up wide receiver now. There's a guy at 200 coming off an injury, Khalif Raymond. I don't know how aggressive I want to get, but if I want to play the Stars tonight, Khalif Raymond unlocks a whole bunch of stuff. How many snaps do you expect him to get here, though? I mean, that's the big thing. Kurt, did you look at Khalif Raymond at all coming in on the show? Who
cares how many snaps he gets? You guys play dudes out of the stands every week on this show at 200.
It's true. I've played a lot worse than Khalif Raymond.
Yeah. I mean, well, you're not playing him at 200 to get 100% of the snaps.
Okay, so just to make it clear, though, fitting him in is a priority then for you, because
this fitting him in isn't a priority. It's just going to naturally happen because all the good plays are expensive. Like it's just how it's going to line up. But no, I'm not for. If you find a build without him, I think that's a good build. But for me, I mean, I got to play these studs, so I'm going to have to play him.
So okay, I like it. I think Stars and Scrubs.
What's even the next best? Like, what's like a pivot off of him?
Laporta and Hawkinson paired up, fading one of the quarterbacks, and Gibbs.
I think you would mid-range build.
Yeah, you would pair the tight ends in that sense.
I would much rather get to not. I usually like the mid-range build some slates, but I mean, I gotta go. I have to go Star and Scrub tonight. When you got Jefferson, Gibbs, even Amon-Ra, these quarterbacks, I will take any of those in a 200 over two mids tonight. I mean, at least for me.
I agree with you. Here, real quick, Goff or Darnold for you? I think your answer is Darnold, but I just want to be
Darnold
clear.
For sure for me.
Yeah. And this is also the point too, and like I was making, right? It's so much easier to go Darnold when you like the receivers and you're not high on Jones.
Yeah.
It's so much harder to go Goff when Gibbs is actually pretty good. Amon-Ra St. Brown can get there without the quarterback always. Jameson Williams is like boom or bust. Like it is so much easier to go Darnold. That's where I'm leaning. That's why the ownership is so big too. It's a huge difference.
I'm dead over here. Sorry.
What happened, Kurt? Did you?
Okay. Yeah, Rod Wave in the chat, bro.
We got a what?
We got Rod Wave in the chat.
Oh, okay, nice, Rod Wave. All right, Jefferson captain is something that I'm looking at here, Tony, and I'm also looking at mid-tier captain too, where
I'm sorry, but mid-tier captain. So I built a captain because I really like Addison tonight, but then I don't love the build when I have him at captain.
So when you're doing that, Kurt, I see a build right now that's 100 off with Addison captain. But when you're plugging in Khalif Raymond in there and you got like Addison captain, I think the builds are pretty sexy. Is he one of your favorite captains tonight then, Kurt? Even though it's not sexy, is that something that you're trying to get in? I know it leaves you into a little bit of a dead range at 2K if you really want to stack up Minnesota in full. But if you kind of dip down from Hawkinson or go up from Hawkinson, it would almost take like a double punt. You'd almost take a Jefferson fade at that point, which is kind of gross. What's your take there, Kurt?
I just tweaked it, and I don't know. You can't get both the quarterbacks, but then I can't play St. Brown. And then I don't know. I don't like the way Addison captains. Have you built it?
I did, and it's not great.
Yeah, it's just you're falling in a dead range. It's just not. I don't like it.
That dead range is like Johnny Munt. Right, and it's a double punt, and I don't think you want to do a double punt on this slate. I think
exactly.
Yeah, because I think the tight ends are too good. And Tony, I want you to like see it, hear what you have to say. Hawkinson and Laporta are too cheap too. That's the ultimate thing is that you can play a stud at the captain and still get some good mid-tier plays. And obviously the 3K range is dead, right? Like if you're going to be high on Raymond, it's more natural that you're not going to be a big fan of Tim Patrick. Cam Akers is not really locked in for a workload at 3-4. Same with Craig Reynolds, Ty Chandler, and them. So that's why Khalif Raymond's so great, but that's also why these tight ends are so much better than anyone else below them. That like when you're Hawkinson and maybe the kickers are like the lowest you want to go, right? Like maybe Patrick would be like the extension of that. But what's your plan there?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing right there. I think the kickers are like incredible play. I think the kickers are even better plays than the tight ends, in my opinion.
I love the kickers tonight.
They're great. And like Hawkinson, I like Hawkinson, but tight ends against Detroit aren't very good either. He's going to have to block. And look at his game logs. I'm not saying it just look game log, but he hasn't been any good. I mean, we've liked him a lot of the weeks, and he just can't crack 10 fantasy points. So I actually don't like Hawkinson as much. I do like Laporta just because it fits more that side. But the savings makes a difference. 5,800 Laporta, 5K, and 4,800 for the kickers. I like the kickers more. I do like Tim Patrick a decent amount. I think he's actually pretty good leverage off Raymond when Patrick will probably be the number 3 still. So
Yep.
I think he's I know the price is obviously different, but it's leverage still because of how many people are going to have Khalif leverage to the actual number 3. And that's where Showdown gets interesting though, because I don't like Patrick like right now in general, but with the way the slate sets up, he doesn't have to like be amazing. If he gets you like 12 and Khalif Raymond gets 0, I mean, you are leveraging the field big time there. So, and his price isn't that much more. I mean, I don't know. I was playing around with these builds while you guys were talking, and some of the mid-rangers are good. Is there any build with, and I know you kind of said no to pay downs, but like if you wanted to play like a build I could see, because I think clearly the 2 best plays, which we agree are the expensive guys, like I think they could both get easily into the 30s. Like say they both get 35 tonight, Gibbs and Jefferson. You're going to need them both if they get that many points. And then you can go to one of the quarterbacks, probably Darnold, just because it goes with Jefferson. One of the kickers, probably Detroit's, if you go Gibbs, and it kind of lines up that way. And then what does that leave you with? So if you play, let's just say you play Jefferson, Gibbs, Darnold, and then who did I say the other kicker? Bates. So then if you play, just say you have 3450, but say you play Khalif Raymond, you're up to 6,700. You can come back and play either tight end or the other kicker in a bill like that. I think for me, that's kind of where I want to live in there, where I get both guys, I get a quarterback, I get a kicker, and then I kind of see what fits in those last 2 spots. It might even be without, I don't have it up, but Tim Patrick and a tight end or something like that, where to me, that's the build, because I don't really see the difference in getting up to one more receiver or like getting up to JMO when you're playing one of the studs, because there's just not going to be as much ceiling with those builds. So I don't know. The good part about games like this, you can go a lot of different directions, and there's a lot of good players in this game. Obviously, that's why they're fighting for the 1 seed, and there's 56, 57 total, which we haven't seen this year. So there's a lot of ways to go. But for me, I think that's clear that I just want Gibbs and Jefferson. I want them tonight. So I'm going to kind of
real bad.
Huh?
I want them real bad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to let you guys get in there and play these freaking bum Hawkinson guys.
It's not a good price range for them. I'll say that.
It's a good point.
I love the kickers coming into it. Like Reichert's been awesome this year.
Yes, poor man. Real quick, more on like the Hawkinson point too, because you bring that up, and it feels like every week I play him, and every week I'm disappointed, right? And you're just like, this is the week, coming back from the injury, and his big week was against Chicago, where he got there in the fourth quarter in overtime. You have to look at like when he's getting the rock. 6 targets, 5 targets, 7 targets, 5 targets, 6 targets, right over the last 5 weeks there. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's average. He's 5,400. So when you bring up the kickers over him, I think it's a good discussion point, because I really wasn't expecting to hear, you being on the kickers over him, but it makes sense when you're looking at it, especially when, you broke it down. These wide receivers should have a field day. Like Addison and Jefferson should be open, should be getting the rock the majority of the time. And like Hawkinson's a great, security blanket. But it's almost like, one of those, like, you always call them like the condom plays, right? Like where it's like, if he gets you 10 or 11, is that going to be in the winner, right? Sure, he doesn't have a touchdown yet this season. That should be noted. It's always going to go to like Naylor, Addison, or Jefferson, it feels, or Jones will get the carry on the way in. So, I mean, it's a good discussion point there. But I would argue like every ounce of salary matters. Every 100 matters.
Every 100 matters tonight.
And I'm looking at
every range you go up, get you a better player.
And I look at it because, like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm 100 off, and I'm like, man, if I just drop Laporta down to Hawkinson, it's like not bad. But at the same time, like Laporta, you look at what he's done. They're feeding him the rock. Like they are giving him the rock. They're targeting him in the red zone. I mean, it was since Thanksgiving that he kind of took that like leap back into the offense. I know a lot of people were very disappointed over the first 12 weeks of the season, but since then he's scored double digits in every single game, and he's just gotten 4 touchdowns since Thanksgiving, right? And he's also getting 8, 7, 10, 7 targets in the last 4. That's good. I mean, like it's more volume than Hawkinson. And so, yeah, I think it is very clear to kind of have these levels at each position. Like we said at the top of the show, every single player on this slate has the opposing team as their counterpart. Right, with Jefferson, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's only 800 less. With Jameson Williams, it's Addison, who's 200 less. Laporta with Hawkinson. Like, I keep leaning toward the Vikings here, Tony. I don't know why. I do want your take, and Kurt, I want yours too. Right after he gives his, who wins tonight? Vikings or Lions?
I'm on the Vikings for sure. I think Detroit's walking wounded. Like, I think they're one and done in the playoffs too. And that I like Detroit. I do. They just have too many injuries. I mean, you can't sustain this many injuries, especially on defense. They are capable of just scoring. I think they're actually better without Montgomery. Just let Gibbs play more. But you're still just – how are you going to stop anybody? In the playoffs, you got to get some stops, and I just don't see Detroit getting them. So I think Detroit loses tonight and loses next weekend and goes home.
Wow. You must be getting into those playoff best ball drafts, Tony, because you can make some printers off that with those takes there. It's also I'm kind of with you, Kurt. You seem to agree. You're on Vikings over Lions, right?
Yeah, I mean, that defense is just really banged up. They played San Fran. San Fran was giving it their all, but like I think the Vikings team is very healthy. Like, this team is firing on all cylinders. I think they're going to be too much. I think the Lions offense Gibbs is going to be having to put everything on his back. Like, you don't have that kind of like that guy who's just going to come in there and just pound you like Montgomery does, just pound you right in there. That kind of wears defenses down, just pounding them. But yeah, Vikings all the way. I think the Lions are going to fight and claw and try to keep it close, but give me the Vikes.
This is the big debate that I've had because I'm in agreement with both of y'all, right? Like, it's the Detroit Lions defense. They will not win the Super Bowl because this defense is just so banged up. And I hate doubting Dan Campbell. I hate doubting the Lions because I think they're one of the best teams in football, and I think they're a feel-great story, and they're really fun to watch. They do everything right. But this defense is just so banged up is the word, right? They were not bad to start the season, but they were not awful. And like you said, they're going to get pounded or whatever. And I agree. I don't think they're going to be good enough to string together 4 straight wins for a Super Bowl if they lose this week. And even 3 if they end up beating the Vikings here, with the Lions being at home. This has always been like the big thing too, where especially in playoff best ball, which we're going to do shows each day of the week here, by the way. RPS 15% off your first purchase here at Run for Your Sports. But also, if you are interested in playoff best ball, JSU and I will be doing a show every day. And the Lions will be one of the biggest talking points because they could have a game where it's 40-40 and they go home, but everyone who advances to round 2 has those Lions. And in this case, it would be the Rams in their lineups. I'm with you. I'm on the Vikings. I think it's going to be another high-scoring game. I genuinely think that we get into the 60s in points tonight, and it sucks. It sucks to go.
Every lineup today, they're like letting you be like $200 short.
That's what I felt, Kurt. I'm 100 off some teams that I really like. I really want them on.
Every team you build, you're 100 off.
Well, it almost forces you to go like from Jared Goff, or from Amon-Ra St. Brown to Jared Goff, or from Gibbs to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like those tiers where it just matters for each of these things.
Bro, honestly, look here. We're playing 2 pass funnels. I think if the Lions keep this close, I say fuck both the quarterbacks. Give me all the receptions. Give me that whole point for reception. Fuck the quarterbacks tonight. Fuck them in the ass. I'm not playing them. They can eat shit. They're white. Who gives a fuck? They ain't running. They ain't running. Okay.
You're not playing either one of them.
I mean, I was going to, but then I was like,
in the captain or overall?
Like in a couple of my 2 main teams.
You're not playing either quarterback in your team?
In my 2 main teams, I don't think I'm going to.
You can't fade both quarterbacks. That's like a showdown rule.
I know, I'm thinking I'm going to, though. But it has to be a shootout, though. In this scenario, it has to be a shootout where it's like all like reception.
One of these quarterbacks or both are going to be in the winner.
Tony, it is tough. It is.
That is like stone lock, though, that one of them is like in a game like this, it's really bad to not play either quarterback.
Yes, J. Ruff is now locking both quarterbacks.
I'm trying to help Kurt here.
Good luck. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Give me the head-to-head if you're locking both quarterbacks. I mean, if it's that easy.
He's going to pound you. Even you're going to give him a head-to-head with 2 quarterbacks.
You're not playing Gibbs. You're not playing Jefferson.
Yeah, but the quarterbacks are certainties. Quarterbacks are usually projected like
Jamar Jefferson to get the fucking pass ball is not certainty.
You can still play those guys too, though.
Hold on.
You don't have to fade both quarterbacks.
Like I'm 5. You're fitting just effortlessly. Okay, let me go. Hold on. Maybe I just need to slow down. Let's take a step back.
Effortlessly.
Okay. Let's just rebuild here. Let's just calm down a little bit, everybody.
You need to reevaluate those quarterbacks for a minute.
Let's go Let's go the most reasonable captain. So, like,
I mean, I'm playing Jefferson or Gibbs, easy captain.
So that's what I started out with, was Jefferson captain. And then we'll go both quarterbacks, Darnold, Goff. We're left with $46K left for the last 3 spots.
Yeah. So many. I mean, you have to factor Khalif Raymond in any.
Yeah, so we'll put in Raymond. Okay.
And then you can fit whatever you want still.
And then we got 68K left, which is the kind of the dead range. So we got Jefferson, so I don't want to play Addison really. This is the place where we can go JMO or Laporta. Laporta seems solid. And then we got 79, so then we go JMO. So we basically play the 2 other Lions pass catchers. We don't play Gibbs or Amon-Ra. We just hope that they just break their fucking legs, I guess. And we play Laporta and Jameson Williams and Raymond and with Goff. Yeah, that's a fucking great lineup. I'd rather kill myself.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Dick.
All right. Real quick.
No, now help me here. Look, like I'm 5. Where am I wrong?
I would say that you're wrong because my main build has both quarterbacks.
Because you have unlimited salary. Okay, buddy. No, but
I'm playing Khalif Raymond, Kurt. I'm playing Khalif Raymond.
I haven't put a guarantee on
I talk to you about Raymond?
I'm guaranteeing at least 1 quarterback's in the winner. I'm putting the guarantee on the line the positive way.
I'm okay with that. Now, I was just talking about the building through with both quarterbacks. I hated that.
I mean, I don't think you have to play both, but
no.
I can fit. Just say say this rule: 3 of Jefferson, Gibbs, and both quarterbacks. I can easily fit 3 of those 4.
I'm fine with that. It's just it's just tough.
Real quick, to get it with your point, Kurt. All right, we're gonna give away a core. JVC's core won $1 million last Sunday. Won about $400,000 last night. And you know what he's doing? He's doing the same thing you are, Tony. Justin Jefferson, captain. Jameer Gibbs and Khalif Raymond is his core tonight.
Yeah,
that's it. It's almost one of those things where.
And the fourth core would be a quarterback. There's a 4-man core for whoever's watching it.
I would guarantee you his 4th core is probably Sam Darnold.
Oh, or Goff. I mean, either way.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely. I would say, like, especially the highest things, I guarantee you it would be Darnold. I'm looking at it right now, and what he would do is he would probably drop. I would wonder what he's doing. Tim Patrick paired with Khalif Raymond, because he does like Khalif Raymond. It was his #1 value on the site. Again, RPS 15% off your first purchase here at Run Pure Sports. You'll get access to every single one of these games. Showdown specifically, JVC does rankings for every one of the featured Showdown slates for each game. He'll probably have one for each playoff game as well. I wonder how big of a fan he is of, like, Tim Patrick, right? And I think this kind of goes to the point where if you're playing those 4 guys, right? If you're playing Khalif Raymond with Gibbs, Jefferson, and obviously Darnold or Goff, you're kind of squeezed up a little bit. Like, you can't really go Addison and Laporta, right? You're going to have to make that decision of going low 3K guy, which, again, Tim Patrick.
I love Tim Patrick in the flex tonight.
Would you pair him with Raymond easily? Or is that something that you would consider?
I just built a Tim Patrick captain line. I'm just fucking around here. I've not really settled on anything yet. I just built a Tim Patrick captain line with Raymond and just kind of did, like, just nail the 2 Vikings guys. Like, maybe this is just giant, but it felt weird. I want to see how it looks with Addison. But I love Patrick in the flex tonight. I'm workshopping him in the captain spot just because it's a pass funnel, you know. It could be a weird game where he catches 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad build. I think you can pair Patrick and Raymond. What did we see? What was it, 3-4 weeks ago when the Bengals took on the Cowboys? What was optimal? Sample and Hudson combining for 4.8 fantasy points or something like that. Not to say that will happen again, but if it is a high-scoring game or if it is the studs who are scoring the ball, you're going to need those studs. And whether it makes it fit where Patrick gets 5 fantasy points, Raymond gets 3, I mean, it could hit. I'm not going to say it's not going to hit, and it's definitely going to be in the pool here tonight. My core tonight as well, I'm just going to go ahead and give it away. Justin Jefferson, Gordon Addison, Sam Laporta. Justin Jefferson is the captain here. I do like one of the quarterbacks, if not both. And you can probably guess who the value is as well. All right. You know what time it is. We're getting near the same game parlay time. I mean, goodness, we hit the plus 1,400 2 weeks ago. So that is something that we're going to hopefully we get near that here. It's a playoff type game. It'll be a perfect one to kind of go with. With the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you'll probably have a 20% boost or a 25% boost, judging on what your profile has. So let's check it out tonight. Kurt, it is 20% for me. Let's go ahead and dig in on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Are we going to first go with Justin Jefferson here?
Give Kurt a Capri Sun. Hey, Ricky, how about you come suck on my fucking nuts, motherfucker? How about that? How about you come suck on these? I'll put them on camera for you. How about that, Ricky? No, I actually like the Capri Sun joke. 10 out of 10. You're okay.
I like Capri Suns.
I had a Capri
Sun. Talking about Capri Sun.
I drink a Capri Sun right now, baby.
I stocked up on Lunchables with the Capri Suns in them for the snowstorm. You know,
Tony, are you all really getting 16 inches?
I got someone's getting 16 tonight. I don't know about.
Are y'all getting 16 inches of snow?
I mean, there's a decent amount out here right now.
He's been telling me all day he's getting 22. I'm like, bro,
we still played. I mean, we went and had a game earlier at 2. I drove right through it. I mean, people are soft back here.
Crazy.
Y'all probably got 5 inches. I can give you.
We had look at that. Wiley shipped
24 rounds tonight.
With a single bullet, he won.
Was it a single bullet? Wow, that's awesome.
In Maine?
Showdown. It must have been the Maine. Hopefully.
Oh, Ricky, that's foul.
Yo, Ricky. Yo. All right.
Ricky.
20,000.
This is my favorite one here. You know, Tony's going 4 rounds tonight with that 16-inch.
Not far from the truth there, Joe.
Ricky, if you need an eye doctor,
4 times is the false part, though.
Get my sister.
Oh, God. All right.
More like 3 times. 3 times.
That's like 8 rounds for me. So, I mean.
Justin Jefferson, 100 yards, minus 110. That'll kick us off on our same game parlay. Do we want to do Jahmyr Gibbs receiving or rushing or just touchdown overall?
What's his reception?
In here. We're gonna pick a winner. I got to put my numbers in real quick.
What's his reception, Drubio?
His receptions right now, Jahmyr Gibbs, 4.5, which is, I think it's a perfect number. If it was 3.5, I'd be all
You're right. That is.
Let's see. Let me check the Jahmyr Gibbs yardage though, because you love his yardage. 25 is minus 255.40 is plus 105. Let me see if the over under is posted for him as well. It is 34.5.
I like Amon Ra yards.
All right, let's do it. Both receivers, both number 1 wide receivers. 83.5 for Amon Ra. I'm doing 100 for Justin Jefferson. You know what we do? I like to pair my touchdown scores. Justin Jefferson minus 130 as well. We're pairing that up. All right, I need more, Kurt. I need 2 more props so we can get above the 10-1 here.
I got a real good receiving.
Wait, can I go first, Tony? Because you got to
come in that hot, and you tell me you want to go first.
No, you got to bring us home. You got to close it up. You got to bring us home.
I was going hot in there.
All right, go ahead. But I thought you wanted to bring it
clean up.
I'm ready. Put the bow on it. You look like you want to put the bow on it. You go ahead.
I was focused, and then you slowed me down. But
lock back in. Come on.
Tim Patrick over 17.5.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
His projection's 30.
Put him up to 25. Let's ride that up. Let's ladder that. Let's ladder Tim Patrick.
Big edge.
That would get us more. That would definitely get us more. Odds there. Let's do it. Let's do 25 plus here, Tony.
Woo.
Let's get a little aggressive. It's plus 135. We're already at 9.5 to 1. So Kurt, you're gonna finish us out here, right? 9.5. We can get to 20 to 1 here if you're smart.
All right, pass funnel. We're going Jordan Addison receptions over.
Jesus, we just did all passing. I respect it.
It's 2 pass funnels. What do you want from us?
5.5 receptions. That's a lot for Jordan Addison. You sure?
He's been balling.
Yeah, he's been balling. So I gotta take. Can I really do it? You know what? No, we're good. We're good. All right, here it is. 100 yards for Justin Jefferson and a touchdown for him. All right, over 5.5 Jordan Addison receptions. 25 receiving yards for Tim Patrick, and then over 83.5 for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yes, it is a pass funnel. Perfect. Good point. And it's also plus 1,900 with the 20% boost. You get it up to plus 2,280, almost 23 to 1 here. Put $50 down, and you get 1,190 as your potential return there.
What do we got? I need to put it in.
All right, one more time. I'll speak slow for you, Tony. All right.
Well, I got it up. You got to go slower than that. You say it too quick. You got to type one at a time.
All right. Justin Jefferson. All right, 100 yards and a touchdown.
How do you do that one?
What do you mean? You just do that 100 yards and then you hit the touchdown. They're separate. So Justin Jefferson receiving yards, 100 plus. And then anytime touchdown score.
God, I can only find the over/under for his receiving.
How? You're on the DK app? It's always at the
Oh,
top.
yeah, I was too far down. I think
Yeah,
it's a
you're
better price on the other part.
Well, it's 2 yards difference for 5-cent juice. I think you take the 5 cents.
Okay, I got that. Now I need to get a touchdown.
All right.
Tutty. Yep. What about 2 tutties instead?
You just want us to break the bank, huh? I know you posted the 2 touchdowns on your.
Now what after? Yeah, I'm doing the 2 tutties on mine. What's Kurt's to finish it out? Is it a 4-teamer?
It's a 5-team. It's Tim Patrick 25 plus yards, which you have. Over under Amon-Ra St. Brown 83.5, over 83.5. And then it's the Jordan Addison receptions 5.5.
Oh, I gotta find that. You see, you said them too quick again. I gotta go back to Amon-Ra.
It's all the receiving props. You just scroll down.
Amon-Ra over what?
83.5.
And what's the last one? Addison?
Yep, over 5.5 receptions. I do not make fun of you. I do recognize that I can talk a little bit too fast at times to track the bet. I just want to make sure everyone gets in on a massive winner tonight. And look, I bet it, and the odds immediately went up to 24-1. Look at that. They knew a fish was on it, and they said, let's give them better odds.
First touchdown bets, Lando. Damn, that's a good. Tim Patrick 28-1. What do you think about that?
I got plus 55-20.
Plus 55-20 for 2 touchdowns, so it almost improved it 3x, huh? All right, Tony, screw it. I'm going to join you on the 2 touchdown front. I can't be showed up on this Sunday night show and just not do it with you. Almost a 3K return.
That thing's going to win too.
Well, you know what we did near the end of the show last week? We did get on Zacchaeus' first touchdown here.
Yeah, you did. I didn't even tell the story about that.
Who brought that up? Who brought that up?
What do you mean who brought that up?
Someone brought it up in chat.
Winners. What do you mean?
You that brought it up in chat?
I brought it up everywhere. Yeah, I put it in the bets chat and everywhere. I went on the Gambly and even put it in there where people could do the ladder on Gambly. And the worst part was, so I had this parlay like we just built, and I had him over, I think it was 90 because he finished at 85. I needed 5 yards, and if you'll remember the last drive, he had that post pattern. He would have gone for it hit him right in the face almost.
Yep.
It cost me like 10 grand in that parlay.
What's your first tonight, Tony?
I was boring. Instead of doing the first, I went the 2 touchdowns on
We'll give it first if you got to.
I don't like the first touchdowns as much tonight because I would do like Tim Patrick or something though, just because.
Yeah.
I like the studs tonight though, so I don't. Yeah, I'm with Landa. I think Tim Patrick. If I had to pick one of the longer shots, but I think it's just Jefferson. I mean, Jefferson's plus 850.
I swear to God, generally
I did like that.
I'm going Patrick and Jefferson. I'm going because Patrick's a good on the. I like to have one on each team.
I like it. 4 minutes to go. Any questions? Throw them in here. Landa, I do. Yeah, the 28-1 is not bad at all. Patrick, going to be on the field, especially if you think the Lions score first. There's going to be a lot of scoring tonight, so that's the good thing. Easy money. Yes. That's good stuff. I'll be doing mock drafts for the 2025 NFL draft instead of drafting them in best ball.
God, the Bengals.
The Chiefs didn't even put up a fight. They wanted it that way. They were afraid. They ran off.
They didn't want us coming back to Burrowhead.
Yeah, they didn't want. They're scared. They're scared. Clearly. All right, Kurt. I actually got a lot of Darnold captain. I gotta remember.
There you go. That's a boy.
That is gross.
Were you just playing like stacks?
Yeah, it makes sense though because I was looking at some of the builds and it did funnel to him just a tad. All right, here we go.
What is it?
Oh, Justin Jefferson should be my top guy. Yeah, he is. Okay, we're good.
You should just jam Jamar Jefferson. How many people are going to play the wrong Jay Jefferson today?
None.
Man, Justin's really cheap today. He did good last week.
Higher on Captain Gibbs or JJ. Gibbs is projected higher by about 8% there, Moon Rocket. Cunningham the 5th. Good luck, J-Ruff. Good luck, good luck.
Can't believe Wiley won $20K off $20.
That's awesome.
There's nothing better in Showdown when you just pop one team in like that and it just wins like that.
Oh my gosh.
Mike just keeps banging like it's the bass in a concert.
It's got to be
Rubio.
Is it Rubio? Probably is Rubio.
No shot.
It's Rubio's dog.
Oh, we're blaming the dog.
I'm putting that Tim Patrick bet in if I got. How much time do I got? 30 seconds? Come on.
You can work in that window.
Oh my God, it's loading content. Please go. Bet online. You're robbing me here. I just refuse to give
Kurt's dong hit the mic, Joe Ruff said.
Wait, who's dong?
I keep hearing it too, is the funny thing.
Is it me?
I don't know. It's one of you two. I don't know which one.
Can't be me. Bro, I can't find first touchdown. I'm so cooked.
Should have popped it in gambling.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Is that in Florida?
Tell me more about gambling.
Right
Tell me more about gambling.
Pop it. I showed it on the show earlier too. It's too. You should have had me do it 3 minutes ago. I could have shown Kurt how easy it is to put it in through gambling.
Tim Patrick's only 16-1 on here.
You don't like 16-1?
I did it anyways, but I mean, it's not.
He said I did it anyways.
It's so bad. I'm getting raped. Like I know I'm getting raped, but I just don't care.
God.
What?
Ryan Boobendryer wants to watch with us.
Playback. That'll be something.
Now that football's winding down, we're definitely getting on some playback here soon.
I'm not
You know what pissed me off, Tony, is that they hid the Nuggets and the Spurs games on a Saturday night and Friday night like that.
They what?
The NBA didn't even put the Jokic Wemby matchup on.
I watched both too. They were both.
I know.
Awesome
They were incredible. They were incredible.
Yeah.
Wemby's that pass he had in that first game too. Oh God.
And then Jokic got his revenge the next day.
Yep. God. All right. For Tony, for Kurt and for I, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for a great
year, bro.
What?
Last one of the year. It's sad.
Yeah, last.
You're not doing it next Sunday? What are you guys, soft?
Bro, Tony, tell him. Tell him we got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's so soft, Rubio.
Tell him.
We never do it.
Say he's going to be fired.
Game. It's a 4:30 game. They don't have a Sunday night game.
No way. There's 3 games on Sunday. There's no way there's not a night game.
Because they added that 7 seed that I was used to.
It's always 2-3-1. Come on, Rubio. The people want your takes on a Sunday night.
The people want me screaming random nonsense. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. We're Kurt, Tony, and I. Have a great rest of y'all's day, and bye-bye.